Hey everyone, and welcome back. My name is Danielle, and today we are going to continue our conversation about understanding by design. In stage 1, we discussed how designers identify the standards and competencies needed for the course they're building. Then they use that information as a guidepost to develop the transfer, meeting, and acquisition goals. In stage 2, designers are considering how to best gauge the learning and understanding of students by performing tasks and assessment. The designer must figure out how to prioritize the information to be learned. The best way to do that is figure out what information is worth being familiar with, what information is important to know and do, and what information needs to be permanently fixed in the student's mind. Once the designer has that part figured out, then she can determine what performance tasks need to be set and what assessments need to be created. Here's where we're going to write down the performance tasks, the tasks that a student actually needs to do. In this first block here, you see that this is going to be the transfer and meaning goals that you created from stage 1. In this next column, the performance tasks, these are the things that the student is actually going to perform to show that they get it. And in this third column, we have the evaluative criteria, or the criteria that the instructor is going to evaluate the performance against. This next section pertains to other evaluations. Things like quizzes, tests, homework, worksheets, etc. This section is built from the transfer goals, meaning goals, acquisition goals from stage 1. The corresponding codes that go to each of those goals goes right here in this very first column. The second column is where the factual or information worth being familiar with goes. And the final column is the criteria to evaluate the students. How can the student's understanding of the big idea be judged? How will a student show that they meet the criteria for learning? For the assessment portion, let's take a look at our Understanding by Design template and see the framework of the grading rubric. For the grading rubric, you need to ask yourself, what does the final product need to look like? You're going to define the criteria, define what the best product looks like, and then whittle it down so that each of these columns has criteria as well until you get to what the worst product is going to look like. You want to provide enough information here that the students will understand what they need to do. We finished stage 2 of the Understanding by Design curriculum planner. We've developed assessments where students apply their learning to practical, real-world problems or scenarios. If you'd like to know more, these are the references I used to build this presentation. Thank you so much for joining me for stage 2 of Understanding by Design. I'll see you back here for stage 3.